The amount of homes hitting the market each month is definitely slowing down in Orange County, and on top of that, interest rates are at 10-month lows. So how is that impacting the Orange County housing market? That's exactly what we're going to be talking about on today's August housing market forecast for Orange County. So let's go ahead and get into it. Okay, so if you watch these monthly updates, last month I told you that the Orange County housing market had transitioned into a buyer's market. However, just in the last 30 days, we're starting to see these trends already soften a little bit. So let's go over some of the data, and then as always, I'll explain what the data actually means for you if you're thinking of buying or selling a home. And let's first start with active inventory in the market. So right now, we have a little bit less than 5,100 homes on the market in Orange County. However, if you look at the previous month, we added about 400 homes on the market within 30 days. Over this last month, we only added about 150 homes. So we're definitely seeing less and less homes come on the market as we're heading further into summer. In fact, over the last 2 weeks, we only saw active inventory change by 21 homes throughout all of Orange County right now. So we're definitely seeing this start to soften a little bit in Orange County, as well as we are starting to see some cities actually lose a little bit of inventory and inventory go down over the last 30 days. On top of that, demand has actually increased over the last 30 days as well. We sold about 100 more homes over this last 30 days than the previous 30 days. So more homes are closing escrow, less homes are hitting the market. It's definitely starting to shift things in the housing market. Now, that's not to say we're back into a hot seller's market or even a balanced market yet. We're still in a slight buyer's market, and we can see that by further breaking down some of this data. So let's go ahead and look at that. So if you look at the last 500 homes sold in Orange County, only 40% of those homes went for at or above asking price. The previous month, it was 45%. So we're actually seeing a decrease in the amount of homes selling for at or above asking price in the last 30 days. On top of that, it's taking slightly longer to sell homes in Orange County as well. So let's go ahead and look at those numbers. So the amount of homes that went into escrow in less than 2 weeks is at 46%, where the previous month it was at 49%. And on top of that, the amount of homes that went into escrow in a month or less is at 63% versus the previous month at 67%. So these are not huge differences, but we are still seeing homes take a little bit longer to sell in Orange County than the previous month. So is this trend of demand slightly going up and inventory staying flat going to continue as we head through the rest of summer? Well, as always, it's going to have everything to do with interest rates. So like I said at the beginning of this episode, interest rates just recently dropped to 10-month lows. Right now, they're hovering around 6.57%. And the biggest reason this happened is because the horrible jobs report that we got last week that came in way lower than expectations. So because that came in lower, now most of the market is predicting that the Feds are going to have to start lowering rates at their September meeting. There's a little bit higher chance of a recession, and all those things tend to drive interest rates down further. So if we see interest rates stay at the current rate or even lower, we are definitely going to start seeing things heat up as we head towards the end of summer. However, if we have some other reports coming out that cause interest rates to go back up a little bit again, then you're going to see things start to go slightly more towards a buyer's market. However, right now, we are definitely trending to an even, balanced market, which is a great thing for real estate. It means both buyers and sellers are on pretty even playing fields, and it's just a good thing for the real estate market in general, especially after all the chaos that we saw happen during the COVID years where we saw prices go up so fast, making homes so unaffordable. Having a balanced market is definitely something that we need right now. So what does this all mean if you're thinking of buying or selling a house over the next couple months? Well, let's go ahead and start with buyers first. So buyers, the most obvious point for you is that interest rates are coming down. So home prices have been gradually staying still or going down. Interest rates are going down. So this month, homes are more affordable than they were for you last month, which is definitely a positive thing. However, if interest rates keep falling, you need to expect competition to start going up as more and more home buyers enter the market to take advantage of the lower rates. So if you've been thinking of hopping in the market, the first thing you always want to do is talk to a trusted lender, have them run your numbers. It's completely free. Get that pre-approval so you know how much home you can afford, properly budget based off of that. And then if the right home pops up, you have the option to be able to take advantage, place an offer, and possibly get into that home. Without that pre-approval, you're going to be stuck on the ground floor, and if something comes up that you like, you might not be able to act fast enough and get your paperwork in order quick enough to be able to place an offer on that property. So even if you're just starting the process and thinking about buying a home in the next couple months, talk to a lender as soon as you can. It's just going to help you out, give you a better financial picture of what you can and can't afford, and it really makes things a lot easier for you in the long run. Also remember, yes, the housing market might be trending more towards a balanced market right now, but we are still in a slight buyer's market and just trending toward balance. So there are still plenty of great deals out there, especially those homes that have been sitting on the market for a couple weeks now. Oftentimes, sellers are going to be more open to taking a little bit of a discount to get their home into escrow so they can move on to their next property and start the next phase of their life. So if you are looking for those deals, that's typically where you're going to find them. Have your real estate agent set up a specific search for you for homes that have been sitting on the market for more than 3 weeks, and that's going to give you a better idea of where you might be able to find a deal on a property right now. Now on the selling side of things, yes, it's positive for sellers right now that the market is no longer heading in the direction of a buyer's market. However, you do have to remember, again, we are still in a slight buyer's market, maybe trending towards more of a balanced market. So you have to be very careful when you're pricing your home, making sure that it's done correctly, and understand that homes are still often not selling within that first week or two. Sometimes it can take 3, 4, 5 weeks, depending on the area that you live in and your pricing strategy, as well as all the other factors involved, like the condition of the house, the neighborhood. Those type of things are really going to impact how homes are selling. So before you put your house up for sale, make sure you talk to a real estate agent, understand your neighborhood's market so you can have proper expectations when you place your house on the market on how long it might take to sell and what type of pricing strategies might be best for your area. Now, if you're not quite ready to jump into the market as a buyer or seller, but just want to get some more information on how you can properly prep yourself to get in a position where you are ready, feel free to check out the description below if you're watching this on YouTube, where I have a bunch of free buyer and seller guides that help you understand how to go about the process of either getting your house ready for sale or getting yourself ready to purchase a home. And once you review those guides, or if you just want to have a more personal conversation on your specific situation, feel free to take advantage of my free 15-minute discovery call. Again, if you're watching this on YouTube, you'll find it in the description below. If you're watching it on Instagram, it'll be up in my bio. But it's a free 15-minute conversation, no obligation. I'm not trying to sell you anything. I am just here to help answer questions about what you might be experiencing in the market to make sure that you fully understand what you're getting yourself into, whether you're thinking of buying a home or selling a home. And then finally, if you are looking for some more information to help you have a better understanding of what's happening in today's housing market, feel free to check out these 2 videos right here if you're watching this on YouTube, and it'll give you a further explanation on very specific topics. So until next time, stay happy, stay healthy, and I'll see you on the next show. Bye, everybody.